We couldn't be
We are
dressed.
live.
We are live, and we couldn't be dressed more differently.
No, I'm in the midst of a workout.
But everybody with
And
no usable vision,
yeah, yes.
Mike's dressed like Bridget Fonda in a female gym vest. He looks
and
kind of a cross between Jean-Claude Van Damme and Bridget Fonda. And
and Steve is fully nude, fully nude, just because it's real hot right now in England. So
I'm
just
wearing a
just deal with it.
I'm wearing a high value shirt, which may be able to see my nipples through, but that is by accident.
You may feel, yeah. Are you using a different microphone? You must be using the better one, or are you using which the headset one?
I'm using the headset one. Why does it sound better or worse? Or
I don't know. It's just yeah, it's more like it's different sounding. It still sounds, but it sounds. I could just tell the difference. You're clear. You sound fine. It's just it's not as loud maybe, or I don't know the word is, but you sound fine.
do I sound closer?
No, you sound the same.
Oh, I wonder what microphone is actually working. Actually,
Maybe is it on the webcam one?
let's. I'm assuming it's the headset. Let's have a look. It's quite easy to check on it, isn't it? So I go microphone. Sorry, guys.
You're watching
Live,
in
real
real
time.
time. You're watching real
Real
time
time. How
stuff.
does a blind guy find out what
Yeah,
microphone
that's
is
what it's all
on?
about here on the RP Show Live.
USB audio.
By the
Mic.
way, if Zoom is watching, stop moving your stuff and leave everything the same. We don't need any more updates. Thank you. And
Wow, I've got so many
you have so many choices. You're like, I have so many choices.
microphones. So Mac Mini microphone, we don't want that. 24, whatever that is, don't want that. USB audio, and then there's Microsoft Teams audio. Why? Right, let's just see. Right, here we go. Three, two, one. Can you still hear me? Can you still
Yep,
hear
still
me?
here. You sound the
Still
same.
here. All right, that's not worked. Let's change that back.
But you sound good. I mean, like I said, just it sounds not louder, but like different. I don't know.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you now. I hear you.
Did you lose me when I just did that? Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
But you could still hear me.
Yeah, it's about the same though.
Ah,
Are you like? Wait, it probably is the headset one. Hopefully, yeah. I mean, you sound like I said, you do sound fine. So I'm just assuming I'm used to. I think I'm used to using the. Don't you have you have a regular microphone too, right?
you have a desk mic as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's I think what I'm used to. But yeah, maybe that's probably why. But no, our listeners can hear you. So that's really what matters. But you just sound more muffled, not muffled, but like it's like I don't know. It's hard to describe. But you're there. You're. I could tell it's more of a headset. Where's more yet? Well, we don't have any people on right now anyway. Our usual cast of characters hasn't joined us yet.
It's the middle of the day, I guess, for most people, isn't
Well, Mark is like, well, and there's Mark.
it?
He's UK, I believe, because
Oh, okay.
his name's time zone. So maybe next week we'll get him on or something like that. Because that'd be fun to do like we can expand it to,
Yeah,
we can
that would
expand
be
our
fun.
live streams to like, yeah, open them up to be like, hey, you want to jump on? We could just make them an open kind of, yeah, like podcast.
Hmm,
Just chat it out and be like, whatever. He sounds like us. So if you're out there,
okay.
Mark, you sound like us. We like people who, continue doing their things despite, what's going on. Let's see, one watching. I don't know if it's which, I don't know who's watching, but we got one person. But yeah, so what you got going on? What our usual? What do you got going on there in the land of the UK?
Okay, well, so we're fresh off the back of the World Cup, obviously.
Bummer.
So it was a bummer, um, but it was a great tournament. Brought the whole nation together. all the supermarkets had England flags everywhere, all the
Oh
pubs
yeah, it's
were
probably a great time. It's probably
decorated.
really awesome over there.
Everybody's been, it's kind of, if you think about it, if you compare it to the Super Bowl, it's kind of like, imagine if the Super Bowl was on 3 times a week for
Oh yeah,
like
that'd be wicked. Like
three,
yeah, right.
like.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like
yeah. Not
if
just the one thing, but just like
just imagine if the Super Bowl was on 3 nights a week for 3 weeks, and every single country in the world
was
suddenly,
watching the Super Bowl. Yeah, right.
well,
Yeah, like yeah,
every country put a team in. So
or something like that. Yeah, right,
you know what
right,
I
right.
mean. So
Yeah, that would be insane.
it's such a huge spectacle, the World Cup. And I remember looking at the stats on it and finding out that like the World Cup final, it's like 10.5 times more than the Super Bowl. So like if you
Oh,
add up the last 10 Super Bowls, that's it takes
yeah.
about
So
the last
yeah.
10 Super Bowls combined would still have less people watching than the World Cup,
That's
obviously.
like yeah, I learned that too. One of the shows I watched, they were talking about that, and he said even an average match, not the World Cup,
Yeah,
like between whoever,
yeah,
is yeah, still like maybe I think 4 times or whatever that
yeah.
still gets like
But
it's insane. It's like yeah, yeah.
I'm just trying to like Americanize it so
Oh yeah,
American
like it's just to show
people
you how much.
understand, like because like the Super Bowl, it's one day, isn't it? For
Yep,
like, is it a full
that's
day
it.
or is it like a half day? I don't even know.
It's not even a full day. It's like three
Like a
hours or
half
whatever. It's
day.
like it's like the game is the game is about by the same time as what? How long is a soccer game? It's the same, right? No, hour and a half. No,
No,
it's 30 minute.
soccer games 90 minutes.
Half. Yeah, 90 minutes. That's right. Because yeah,
Yeah.
45. Yeah, yeah, right.
But
30, 30, yeah.
Because the World Cup is only every 4 years, and because it's every country in the world, it's then on like non-stop, like every day. It's just like it takes over. So like it's been a
Yeah.
big thing here in the
No,
UK
this is
because
like a one day. Yeah, Super Bowl is literally
yeah,
just the one. It's for that moment for that
yeah.
day. It's like yeah, it's really and now
I
it's
get
like not even a half day probably.
yeah. So it's been brilliant. It's been awesome. See everyone. I mean, even people over here, that are just here on vacation or are working over here from overseas. You see like all the Spanish. You go to a pub and it might be, I don't know, Spain against Croatia, and you go in this pub in your local neighborhood and it's just full of people from Spain and Croatia, and you're like, wow, I didn't know we had all these people from Spain and Croatia in the country. This is cool, and they're all there, supporting and stuff. So it's just been amazing to see. It's just been really great for the country, really great sporting spectacle, and then yeah, that's it. 4 years till the next one, so it doesn't come round that often. And in
Yeah,
my
that's another thing.
lifetime,
Yeah, right.
we've only been to the final a few times, um, and we've not won it in my lifetime.
Yep, there you go. So yeah,
So
I get that feeling because I've never seen the Bengals win a Super Bowl. So I'd like
yeah,
to see that happen before, yeah, in my lifetime also. That would be nice.
yeah. But you get the chance to see that every year.
Yeah,
This
we
is
get
like
that. Yeah, we get multi. Right. Yeah, yeah. That's like what's crazy to be like you only get every 4 years. It's like
exactly. So if you
and
think there's probably only been what 2 or 3 World Cups since Evan was alive.
right, right. So
It's a good,
so
good,
that's
good,
maddening.
isn't it? That's a good way of sort of rationalizing. Anyway, so we've had that going on. That took
World
up a lot
Cup.
of time.
Yep.
Um, and other than that, I've been crazy busy with social life wise. I've been seeing, you know, it's summer here at the moment. And I say that because like our summer lasts for like 3 weeks. um, so we've just had amazing weather for the last 4 weeks. So everyone is like planning barbecues, everyone's planning meetups and nights out. It's still sunny till 9:30, 10 o'clock here. So
Beautiful, beautiful.
even after work, you finish at 5, and then you could still go out to the lake or go paddleboarding or go out because you've got light until like nearly 10 o'clock. So it's been a very social time, and then every weekend I've been away doing
Yeah,
stuff.
that's you. That's it. Spend
So
your time.
and recently I've not managed to spend too much time with the wife because she's been doing the same. So we've both been like away all over the place.
Been
Um,
solo.
Last weekend was really great because I went camping with two of my good friends. One of them, Matt.
That's right. Matt Major.
You
Shout
know,
out, Matt Major.
Matt Major. He's guided you, so you know him,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, that he's one of my trusted guides. You've seen him guide me, and you have also been guided by him.
The
So
man
you
that
can
needs a bigger boat.
appreciate. Yep. And then our other friend, Mike, Captain Mike. So he's been teaching Matt and I how to sail.
That's right. Okay. Yep.
So we've got no experience of sailing. You know, we used to be on the water and stuff, but I don't know.
Like you're
one
not running
sail.
Yeah.
I'm not
Right.
running
Right.
that.
Right.
So I now know that there's a sail at the front called a jib.
I
There's
know
a
the
sail
flying
at the
jib.
back. There's a sail at the back called a mizzen.
Okay.
There's a main sail, and there's also sometimes a spinnaker, and they have shrouds and sheaths and pulleys and all kinds of other stuff. So we've been, you know, learning how to operate the
Navigate.
boat
Okay.
and all that sort of stuff. So that's been really cool. Yeah, I've had a couple of last 2 weekends we've been doing that, and the weekend just gone. That was really great because we did probably our most amount of sailing.
Right.
And we're only on a small lake, which is quite good because with it being a small lake, there wasn't too many sort of hazards. You know, you didn't have to worry about any massive ships coming or, you know, anything. It was just mostly people.
Do you find it tactile? Could it be tactile? Could sailing? Could you? How are you doing it?
Great question. Very relevant to the RP show live.
Yeah. You know.
Someone's been practicing his podcast skills. Yeah, it's super tactile. On this particular boat that we're sailing, for example, I was operating the jib, which is the small sail at the front, and there's sort of one rope to put it on the port side and one rope to put it on the starboard side, or left and right, just keep it simple. So if you want it to spin round and go onto the left, you pull the left rope. If you want it to go on the right, you pull the right rope. And it goes into these like quick release, like cleat type things. Now the problem was the rope is white, the boat is white. So sometimes trying to find a white rope that's in a white boat was a little bit tricky. But once I got orientated and I knew roughly where it was, so I kind of figured out it's kind of towards the front section of the boat. It's about knee height on the left, on the right, and they're both kind of parallel. So as long as I can find one, I can just reach across and find the other one. So it did become like super tactile. And then when I was in full control of the boat, it was super tactile because I could feel if there was a bit of resistance on the rudder, I could tell that we were kind of not fully balanced. And then when we got like a sweet spot, the rudder would go quite slack, and I could tell, right, we're going on a good trajectory. We've got good wind power. We've got a good sort of direction of travel. The tiller feels pretty slack, and the wind. If you can't hear any flapping, basically that's a good sign, is what the captain has taught us. Like,
Yeah. Right. So it's
you know,
tight. Right. Okay.
yeah. If you hear sail like flapping about and making loads of noise, then that, you know, that's your first alarm. Really, that something you've turned out of the wind, you've lost the power, or the wind's changed direction, or something in that regard. The only thing that is a little tricky from a tactile point of view is I have a tendency to over tighten the sails. And really, what you want is like a sail to sort of fill up, you know, so it's kind of like a U shape, more or less. You want it like to bow quite a lot into the wind.
Okay. Right.
If you do it super stiff, then you're like reducing the power by loads because you want the wind to kind of get caught inside the sail.
Fill it up like a
You know,
balloon, but like
filling it
not
up like a balloon or a parachute. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's hard to tell because I'm just pulling the rope.
Yeah.
And when
Right.
it's super windy, it feels tight because the wind is hitting it. But sometimes I was pulling it really tight, and I thought it was the wind, but it wasn't. It was just because I'd like really super tightened it, so I'd made it like turned it into like a metal sheet rather than like
a wall,
you know, instead of a balloon. Yeah. And yeah, that's it. It was you know, it was really cool.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
really enjoying it. So I feel like I've been doing nothing but learning ropes recently. I'm learning climbing ropes, climbing notes,
something has to do with
clamps.
ropes. Yeah.
Now I'm on a sailing boat and you know learning all about that. So yeah, it's been great. I've really enjoyed it. And this weekend I am heading down south to the southwest of the country, to the coast, and we're meeting up with our two co-stars from Hunted.
That's cool.
So for anybody that got to see the show, there was two farmers, Rob and Frampo, and they did very, very well. Um, and they've invited. They're the only two contestants that we've sort of stayed in contact with, and they've invited us down to come down. Go out for drinks, have a look around the farm, just generally hang out for the weekend. So it'll be myself and Chris, who were the two guys that went on Hunted TV show, and it'll be Rob and Frampo, the two guys from down there that went on the show, and then all of our wives. So, the wives will probably get to share stories of what it was like and the auditions and all that stuff. So, yeah, it should be really cool.
Very nice. Yeah,
Over
so
to
I think
you.
I get the
Oh,
commercials
go on.
for the Hunted. Yeah.
Oh,
So
really? Oh, because you
well, I
liked
still
it
follow
once.
that. I still follow their like Instagram.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So I was like, oh, the new season's out. Or the celebrity
yeah, yeah.
one. The celebrity one's out.
The celebrity one, and I'll say celebrity in like inverted commas. They're like celebrities that you probably will never have heard of. They're
But they're like D-list
like
celebrities, we'd call them.
Yeah, 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 totally, totally. I don't
Okay.
think there's anyone. I'd be amazed if you know any of the people. Well, I don't know. Even I don't know most of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's probably what like sounds similar to what we would do over here. Yeah, when we do
Yeah.
something celebrity wise, it's usually other, yeah, D-list celebrities that like you'd have to kind of
What was
be really
wild?
particular.
It was this is a little inside secret that I probably shouldn't tell anyone.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun,
But
dun.
when we finished, when our sort of like when the civilian show shut down and completely finished. I
Yeah.
think it finished on like the Saturday. Or the Friday, they only had 2 days off, and then they started filming the celebrity one because they wanted to keep all of the cameras and all of the crew and all of the sound people and everyone in the background. So the celebrity season and the civilian season were literally filmed back to back with just a 2 day break, but they then
Oh wow.
space it out before it airs on TV.
Well, yeah, of course, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Secret knowledge then.
Secret knowledge. This is all going. All right. But yeah, so that's what's going on in the Steve
Yep, that's
universe.
me.
So now
So
my universe,
over to you. Let's start with you with BMX World.
the BMX world, we got, like I said, I'm in, like, we're down to now, what day is it today? 20, that second? Okay, so we're down to 5 days until my low vision BMX racing event happens. So just whatever kind of odds and ends I could be doing, happening. I'm unexpectedly now, I wasn't going to be going to nationals, but then I got an offer for transportation to go to nationals, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But I would be leaving tomorrow night. Actually, if anything, I think my ride would be getting me like tomorrow. And I was like, so when I got offered that, I was like, you know what, that would be really good to have me and Jay Nolan at nationals, which is basically run. From what I understand, I was talking to Jay Nolan, and USA BMX pretty much runs the event. Like, so Chris Gombos is the track operator, but when USA BMX is in town for these big, events, you're just essentially hosting the event. Like, Chris doesn't really do much. Like USA, they have their own crew that come in and all that stuff. So this could be a lot different for me to be there because I'm used to, when I race, I'm used to, Chris usually handles all my stuff. It's easy. I just go in and he just says what you want to do. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to do
Okay.
cruiser in class, and he'll usually register me and all that kind of stuff. I don't have to register. So I was talking to Jay. I'm like, well, it looks like I'll have to reach out to Chris and figure that out because, they don't, USA BMX doesn't know me. So I'm going to walk in and be like, hey, so I'll probably have to like register my own self or something. I don't know in terms of Riley, that's the kid that offered to bring me. I don't know how much room he has for bikes. I mean, so I might just be bringing one bike for that, but I want to stay there until Monday. I'm going to stay in Trumbull until my event, and then I'll just have Tom, who was going to be, bringing me to my event on Monday, and loading up my bikes and tables and things I need for the event. I'm gonna have him, since I'm just gonna stay in Trumbull. I'll have him come here, and whatever bikes I haven't brought, have him load those up and have him bring my tables with, having Evan help him out. And then he'll meet me at the track. And I talked to Jimmy yesterday from Fox 61. He called me like just after I at spin class, and we talked, and he was just like, "Hey, Maniac." He's like, "So is the event still, is the event still happening?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're still going." I go, "Foundation Fighting Blindness guys is going to be there." And he's like, "Oh," he's like, "So the event's really kind of picked up." I said, "Yeah." I was like, "My friend Chris Gambos, my track operator, he was just on the radio, also on a podcast from a local radio station here. They were talking about the event. They really like loved the whole thing, and they were talking, they so really gonna put that out there and try to get more attention around it. So he was looking for a hook because he wants to. He's like he doesn't like doing. He usually doesn't do follow-up stories with people because he looks at the first one as being so good. It's like doing a sequel to a movie that was like a classic, and you're like,
It
you
makes
have to,
sense.
you
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
live up to it, and you're like, oh, this was so great. So only way he would do it was like he wants to know, is this 2.0? Is this Maniac 2.0? Like I'm like, oh yeah, this is like, this is next level. This isn't like the story we did last year. Like we're impacting things even more. And I mentioned Luis, that boy that I want to give that I met last year, that I want to surprise him with my bike at the end of the event. And he's like, I was like, oh, he's like, that's perfect. He's like, that sounds definitely like, 2.0. He's like, we'll interview, the mom and, to have
So
a
are they gonna
six-year-old.
are they gonna come then?
Oh yeah, I mean, they're definitely coming. It's just a matter of they just want to like,
Wow,
like kind of get an idea of what to film. They want to know who's going to be there and
amazing.
stuff. So like they'll be there around like 10:30, 10:45. He was just calling to make you know, just confirm what time they might be there and
I knew
kind
I
of
should
what
have printed a
shots they
Black
want
Lens
to.
logo for your shirt.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Like, how are you taking selfies, Mike, in this extreme, brightness? Like, oh, I'll show you. Any chance, maybe it might come up. That'd be funny. But yeah, no, so that's yeah. So just
And
all those stuff going on.
do you know? Have you got any way of measuring or checking how many people have expressed interest or might be attending
I
on the
did
day?
create an event, and I don't have, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem like based on that, it's not like might be like 8 to 10 people interested or something like that.
Yeah.
But I do know a lot of people that like from my own community that are going, like that haven't even put on there. I think Michael Taylor, he's a really good, been a good guide for me and stuff. He'll be there. So a couple other people I think have said that they'll be there. Like I said, Livy and Luis will obviously be there because Luis is gonna be riding and stuff. So Jay Nolan, he will arrive tomorrow, and then like hopefully,
Because this is a free event, isn't it? So
yes,
like,
free event for everybody.
and have you managed to do any advertising around the
I
Trumbull
post
area?
like every day. I even
No, I
posted
mean
like
like,
the local groups,
yeah, okay. And
like the Trumbull. Like there's a local one like it's like Living Local Trumbull. So I usually
right.
post in there. Today I'm actually gonna boost that pump. I'm gonna like boost it up by like commenting on it with the event thing I have, the actual event information, the thing where you can register for like, like see if you're
Yeah.
interested in the event that I created.
Maybe you need to
Um
mention that Fox News is going to be there as well, because you're like, oh,
yeah, I might put that, maybe I'll put that in the comments. Yeah, but yeah, come on out. Um and just like every day I'm kind of doing that, posting in different like groups or keep bumping my posts up or putting my story. And like I know Chris is doing it too, like mentioning he put the flyer. He actually, since they were so like loving the event on the radio, he added it now to Trumbull BMX website. So my flyer is on the Trumbull BMX website. All the information, Foundation Fighting Blindness link is on the website for the New England chapter. I think he also put Challenge Athlete Foundation on there too. So we just kind of give shout out to them. Actually, it's actually speaking of Challenge Athlete Foundation, since they were gonna, they were supposed to, I reached out to them, and for those people that don't know, Challenge Athlete Foundation is awesome. If you're looking for like a grant for like maybe equipment you need if you're a disabled athlete or something, and you're looking for either a travel grant or like something for just looking for a piece of equipment you're trying to get in terms of maybe a tandem bike or something like that. They have a grant they put out every year. I think I think you could start applying for it in like October or November. So I usually apply for it every year. But yeah, so and that's the reason why I have my my newer cruiser bike and all that kind of stuff, because I got approved for that grant. So I reached out to them. They love the event. They wish they can be there, but they're based in California. So, but they did say to me that, hey, what's your address? We're gonna send you like a care package. And I was like, oh, cool. And I figured, honestly, it was just gonna be like a t-shirt and something like that, or maybe some stickers or something. I don't know. I didn't think it was gonna be like, I mean, I would have been like, t-shirt's cool, you know, but they sent me like actual like motocross goggles and some like this other company that I use, the same company I use for the goggles. They're 100, the company's called 100%. And I have the goggles right here, which they're actually and they're meant for like better vision and stuff like that. The lenses are built made to cut down glare and all that stuff. So I tested them out. Not too bad, but like I think they're pretty cool. Like for
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
you know, I mean, for something that was just given to me, I really thought I was crazy. But I did get a t-shirt. I got a nice card that had my name. It said like, you know, Maniac, Tuac Maniac, good luck, and hope, this helps you out. And, so shout out to Challenge Athletes Foundation. I thought that was really nice. And then they gave a pair of sunglasses too by the same company, 100%, which I use their socks. I bought my socks for BMX are the company 100%. That's what I
Nice.
happen to use. So when I got these, I was like, oh, that's like Kismet. So yeah, that was really cool. I think it was one of the coolest things I've like ever really like received as as an athlete, as a visually impaired athlete and stuff like that. Because we tend to get things, and so it was just really cool, and I thought it was really thoughtful. So t-shirt, all that, the glasses, and I thought the card was actually the coolest thing because it was like, to me, anything like personal like that, it's really, something handwritten, it's really nice. So Rudy, it was really cool. Rudy is her name, and she sent it. So, but yeah, or Rudy, him, a guy, Rudy. I don't know if it's Rudy or a woman or Rudy. Like it could be either way, right? But I don't know.
Hmm.
Rudy's cool. Yeah. So just
Is
busy
there
doing.
anything you haven't got yet? So thinking like, getting close to the event now. Was there
Oh,
anything?
that's the glasses. Were like I was wait. The biggest part was I needed to get the. I'm doing the simulation glasses that
Oh yeah,
simulate
yeah, yeah.
various
Yep.
conditions, and I decided to do yellow vests instead because I think yellow is better than orange actually. So I was like, well, I need vests and still need the glasses, and I was hoping to get somebody to sponsor them. So I reached out to Rick Roth, who was actually the originator from Falcon BMX, because he was the idea. He was the one last year that came kind of mentioned this whole idea of, hey, we should have you do a hot lap and then have people put on our glasses that mimic your condition, and then they have to try to beat your time. And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. So that kind of spurred everything that's happening now. So I reached out to him and I said, hey, because he had mentioned in the past, like he would buy some glasses. And I was like, hey, would you mind sponsoring the glasses and stuff? And so he ended up calling me. I was at a racetrack for NASCAR, and perfect timing. Like literally called me. There was like a caution lap, and they were cleaning the track and stuff because there was some oil spill or something. So it was quiet. And he's like, "You got a couple minutes to talk?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got a couple minutes." And he's like, "Hey, these group of kids at the track took it upon themselves. Jackson, Chloe, and Eliana. What was it? Was that Elena? They took it upon themselves to actually like register, like just raise money for the Falcon BMX, like on their own, which I think is incredible because like what kids do that nowadays.
Yep.
Um, so they raised over $200 like on their own. And he's like, I see no better use of that money than to donate it to you for your event. So I went to Falcon BMX last week and Thursday. I did some practice laps with the kids and took some pictures with the kids and had had an overall just like really
Amazing.
great time,
Amazing.
And the one of them, Chloe, she wrote me a speech, like, and I was like, that was the most touching thing. The fact that she wrote me this
Wow.
really nice speech, about raising the money and how to, and she hopes to race me one day and all this stuff. And so I was like, absolutely, Chloe, I'll race you. We'll have some fun. So that was just like, yeah, that was like an amazing thing. So shout out to those kids. That's incredible. So that allowed me to, yeah, I purchased one company that I was looking at. So I purchased two sets of like their full set, which has pretty much a little bit of everything, like different conditions, which ironically doesn't have RP in that set,
No way.
but in the full set. So but since I figured kids were going to want to experience kind of me more than anything, I bought like 8 individual peripheral loss ones. So I got
Nice.
8 of those individual ones, and then I got like 2 sets that just have, I think it's like 6 pairs of glasses, and it's like they're just, like I said, see the like kind of Stargard's, retinal, the diabetic retinopathy, and glare, blur, start, like
Hmm.
cataracts, low contrast, so I get a little bit of all those. And then I have another company that looked better or different anyway. I don't know if it's better, but I figured it'd be a great opportunity to try both since this is a whole new experience. So I ordered two sets of their full sets from theirs, which do have RP in it. So I should be getting those ones too. I have the other ones. What I discovered though from getting those glasses, the Good Light ones, that's the company I ordered from, is they don't really stay on your face. They
Oh,
don't really have, they're not hooked enough like properly because they're just kind of cardboard-ish.
okay.
Like, or not cardboard, they're like plasticky, like this,
Hmm.
so what I have coming, I think today, rubber bands, like long rubber bands. So I'm going to tie around each end to make, like a sport band. You know how you usually, when you have glasses, you'd have like a,
Sweet. Yeah, 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 yeah.
so I'll make a makeshift. I'll just use rubber bands and it just kind of make it so they'll stay on. That's the beautiful thing I think about this whole process is like, I mean, none of this has been done. So it's not like, I mean, you just figure it out as you go, and then like my friend,
When's the event?
Monday, July 27th. So,
Monday. Wow.
and then I got the
And
vests. Oh, sorry.
is it at evening time, or won't
No,
people
it's gonna
be
be
in
gates. The
work? Or
gates, the gates will open at 11 a.m. because, like I said, the news needs to come early. So I got
so
FFB
won't
is
people
coming at
be
like
in
9.
school and work?
No, because some people take day off, like will be off for the nationals that were piggyback often, so they might still be in
Ah,
town.
okay.
It's summer vacation for a lot of kids.
Ah, the kids are off. Okay,
Kids are
right.
off, so you get them for that. So yeah, we should
Sweet.
get like something. The main idea, like is just getting, even if there's a few people show up, that's all we need because it's just got to look good for the news, and that's the idea to get the message out and spread more awareness. But FFB will be there around 9 to set up, and then like I'll be there obviously before that, and then just gates open at 11. 12 o'clock we're gonna do like we'll start doing some practice, and then 1 o'clock we'll start racing.
Nice.
And then I said, I did also the extra. They gave me a little extra money. They tossed in like an extra $20, and like basically, I was able to get a set of 10 bright yellow vests. And it really only cost me like a little, like maybe a couple bucks out of my own pocket. That it was like 20 something bucks or something like that to get all 10, which is plenty what I need. And then I have actual still sheets of vinyl sticker paper for inkjet printer. So I just made a bunch of guide stickers and I
Nice.
I put them on the back. So now they say guide, all
Huh.
nice. And then they actually come in their own little pouch. So I put them back in their own little pouch and get them ready for transportation. So I don't got a lot of t-shirts. I have about 7 or 8 t-shirts because I actually gave those kids each a t-shirt and a Low
Nice.
Vision BMX racing sticker. And I gave away one other shirt to my friend Jane because she's a really big supporter of mine. But yeah, and I've been working really hard, which I finally did set up my Shopify store. So that's live. So now when people go to the event, even though I don't have a lot of merch at the table, I'm gonna have like a big QR code and people could choose to scan that and go to the store and support, Low Vision BMX racing that way. And then FFB is going to be handling kind of the educational side of things and having like posters of the spectrum of vision and all that kind of things. Like,
Amazing.
so
Amazing.
so they'll kind of handle that. That's where you'll learn. And I might actually put a set of glass. I'll probably put this like I'm gonna have one table at the starting gate, and that's where the vests will be and glasses. So kids could just grab the glasses, put them on, and we can do it right there. Like we'll supervise over there. And then down below where my booth is set up, I'll have like 2 chairs, a table, and I'll have like maybe some t-shirts, and I'll have like some stickers people can grab and that QR code and stuff like that. But next to them, then FFB probably could be like right next to us, and then I'll have them. They'll have their sets of glasses. They'll have glasses too, but I'll put their table. So like spectators or whoever wants to just come over and just experience like what it's like to have whatever eye
Nice.
condition, they can do that and they can learn all that kind of stuff. Because that's the beautiful thing about the event is it's not just about BMX racing. It's a chance to make people aware that
Hmm.
the sight's just not one way or the other.
Yeah.
You're blind, you can see, and that's actually what I'm excited about going to the nationals this weekend because I'll be walking around with my cane. So I'm gonna be the only one, and it's like hundreds of riders and hundreds of probably whoever just walking around with a cane.
Oh yeah, so
And you know people
you,
could be like, "What's that?"
yeah, yeah, good. Well, that's what we always say.
Yeah, like it gets people curious. Like,
Yep.
what's that? What's that? And they ask questions, and that's a good chance to just go, "Oh, hey, I need that
So
to get around."
where did you said you're staying in Trumbull? Where are you staying?
Well, that's the fun thing. Like I'm up in the air right now because I talked to Jay today, and I said, "Well, because I was like, hey, Jay, you think I could kind of like, you know, hang out with you in your room?" I mean, he only has one bed, so I was like, "Well, I'll sleep on the floor. I don't really care. Like I'm not like, I just need a place to stay." So he said, I could be a backup. He could be my backup, but I'm gonna try. I asked Chris, my track operator, if I can crash with him. So he might be more local because I think Jay is staying in Milford, which isn't still it's not terribly far. It's probably still like 30 minutes away or something like that. I forget. I'm maybe around there. So it's all a matter. I'm just kind of in a way winging it, figuring out. But
That's
I'd
that's
like,
that's that's not like you.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah. Me, not just wing it and go with the flow. Yep, absolutely, right. So I figured it'll work out. I'll find somebody that doesn't mind me crashing with them. That's there or whatever. I'll ask around but hopefully, like I said, hopefully I can get in touch with Chris and like he'll just be like, yeah, you can hang with me. I'm cool. Or I'm just looking for somebody who's like as local to the track. I mean, you can camp out, which I might just bring my 2-man tent.
Oh, that's a good option. Then you would be at the track.
Yeah. So if they're camping out, I might just, I just, that actually just popped in my head, actually. So that's actually a brilliant idea. So I think maybe I just will camp out. I'll just bring my tent and, obviously some blankets, whatever I can bring. And I'll just, yeah, I could probably make that work and just camp out right outside the track on the grass
Nice.
and just make a whole thing of it. I don't think it's supposed, obviously it shouldn't be cold or anything. So I'm not really
Oh
worried
no,
about,
not this time of year. You
yeah, I'm
won't.
not worried
No,
about freezing my ass off or anything.
no, not this time of year.
Yeah, so I can have all my gear out there, and I mean everyone else is camping out there, like all the people that come in from out area. So I'm not. It's not like I'm going to be unsafe, like camp, like being by myself or something. Um. So yeah, actually, you know what? That's probably exactly what I'm going to do. I'll just camp
Nice.
out. I'll just tell Chris, hey, I'm going to camp out. Yeah, that'll be way easier because I'll be more familiar. I'll just have to pack a bunch of food and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I got a cooler, but I don't I mean that'd be too big though. I'll bring maybe something. I'll have to come up with maybe a
Did you
bag.
invite any local food vendors or anything?
No, I didn't get that crazy. I was like, I mean, I've been so busy like doing other things,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
like with the sponsors and getting people
yeah,
and
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But that is definitely something I would put on the like what my friend Andy says, like when you do an event, you put that first one out there, you just put it out there. And then afterwards, like a week later, when the dust settles, you do an autopsy and you figure out what worked, what didn't work, what do you want to add,
What would you do
and
differently?
yeah,
What would you do
we'll
again?
break it down. What we
Yeah.
do, what we do, so this is like, just get it out, like there's never usually like, I'm running it kind of traditionally like a race, like, and we don't have food vendors when we do like BMX racing. So,
Hmm.
like I was like, it really wasn't a thought initially, but
Yeah,
that'll
yeah.
be interesting to see how it goes. And then if someone's like, oh, hey, like if someone else, if I hear that being mentioned, that'll be absolutely something to be like, consider. And I'm sure wouldn't be a problem getting a food truck there. I mean, I've done that before, so I can get a food truck there. But yeah, so like for now, it's just like, let's just do this, get it out. Because last time I did the food truck thing, and when I was doing an event, I felt it was such a big waste. I felt bad for the food truck going because like the event didn't turn out quite as large
Ah,
as when I
okay.
did that strongman event 2 years ago.
Oh, did you get a food truck for that? Right.
I
Okay.
did, yeah. Like it was
Yeah.
great. I mean, they were, and they didn't mind. They were happy to be there, and the guy was cool. But I just feel like it wasn't like
Mhm.
we didn't get the turnout that it merited a food truck.
Yeah.
So
That's the good thing about making the event tickets only. So when we did our event at the Forge,
okay.
we it was um it was only £1 for a ticket,
Oh, one pound. That's not
but
bad. That's a good
you had
idea
to buy a ticket.
to
We
get
used
into.
Eventbrite on
Oh,
Facebook.
yes, yes, I know that. Yep, we use it.
Super easy to use.
Yep, yep,
But what
yep.
that did do, because we could only have 120 people in the venue that someone had
Ah, yes, that makes sense.
donated. So we wanted to make sure we knew how many people were coming. And we just put 100 tickets on Eventbrite.
And then just
And the
had, yeah.
hundreds sold out.
That's awesome.
So we
That's
were
something
like,
to
oh wow.
consider in the future,
So
definitely.
so
Love
then
that.
we
I didn't
knew
think about
100
it.
people were coming, and we just hoped they wouldn't be more than
I keep
120.
forgetting about that. It's funny because like Achilles uses that.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Huh.
when we do our annual like end of the year like event, yeah, that's through Eventbrite. So it's kind of funny. I'm like, I didn't think to even do that for this. I was like, but I mean,
Well,
we don't.
this
Once
has
again, we
been
don't normally.
yeah, but next time, obviously, you'll plan it way more in advance, so
Oh
you've
yeah,
got
this
like
was kind of because it kind of evolved so quickly. Because I
yeah,
like remember I originally wanted it to be California, and I reached out to a bunch of tracks, and then that was kind of get
yeah.
so that delayed things. But then once like Tammy from one of the tracks in California was like, "Why don't you try it at your own home track?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, you know what? Chris is really making all these changes, and it does make really sense for me as on a comfort level to have it at my home track first, and then if
Yeah.
that goes well." Then it's something to expand and bring to other events. Like I said, I really want to make this something where it's a vision walk.
Hmm.
So FFB will be there, but it's like the vision walk. So, but a BMX track could hold their own low vision BMX racing event with Foundation Fighting Blindness partnered with, and
Yep.
so and that would be so. What's happening here in Trumbull will happen over in California somewhere. It could happen over in whatever Texas or whatever, like whoever you want to go. Someone like whatever the local chapter for Foundation Fighting Blindness, that track could partner up. They could partner up and hold this event. And through FFB, the fact that I'm getting in with them, Lisa wants to have me on their podcast. Lisa has mentioned also possibly having me be like a keynote speaker at maybe one of their events. So could even just partnering with them for my event could open up doors for me in terms of doing other things with FFB and spreading the word of Low Vision BMX through a
Nice.
podcast and other things like that. So it's a lot of crazy things have come together, but like last minute, but they have been coming together. So which I'm grateful for all of it. So um but yeah, I mean I will be happy if like I get a decent turnout.
I hope you
Kids
do.
have a good time, the kids have a good time, people start, there's a lot of people that are just like they want to try it. Like Chloe was very excited at Falcon BMX, like which I'll be back there because I'm gonna do the Tubiac Maniac experience. After this is over, I'm gonna go to Falcon and do like a one-on, be myself with all the kids, and we'll do the same kind of thing, but on a smaller scale and just at that track, and no FFB, but it'll be just more like the Tubiac Maniac experience. Like, we'll do
Nice.
what we'll get to experiment what Chris wants to do. Like Chris literally wants to go, I mean, Rick, sorry, wants to go old school. And he really wants to just be like, I'll set a hot lap and then have a full gate of people who are sighted, 8 people, all with glasses on that have my condition, and just
Wow.
send them out and just
Wow.
send it and just see what mayhem happens and how many people crash. He's like, I just want to do that. I was like, oh, I'm all for chaos, man. I am all for that. Because the funny thing is, it's like, I mean, one, it does make the sport even more exciting, because why do people watch racing half the time? Well, people watch
Hmm.
racing because you're waiting for someone to crash. Yeah. People are not watching racing because you're like, oh, this is great. Oh, look how fast they're going. It's like, no, a lot of people the average person that watches like NASCAR or anything or any kind of racing like that, it's exciting when there's a crash, which I
Yeah.
just found out that's why actually they put those high ramps, and USA BMX they put the higher ramps up like that because it increases the possibility of a crash
Hmm.
with the pro riders. So that is the thing. That's they want to build excitement. They don't care about rider safety. They're like, it's like they want that brings in revenue,
They want
So
action. Yeah.
and I was talking about like, well, geez, like maybe this is good timing for low vision BMX racing, because since the rider count is down with USA BMX, so it's like it could be great to see, like, because now you get you imagine you get 4 or 5 people like us all in one race. It's gonna be okay. Something's gonna happen. You get a bunch of tunnel vision people, like just focusing in their lane, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, and
go
you
down.
just take a study of the other sports that have now gone to the Paralympics, because obviously that all started off, didn't it, with oh, we need to have visually impaired, javelin, and visually impaired
Oh yeah,
high
right.
jump, and visually impaired long jump, and then that's now become a full thing.
But I learned actually that this is the last year. 2028 will probably be the last time BMX racing will be in the Olympics because it was on the chopping block last Olympics.
Oh,
It
really?
just made this one. It just, yeah, it was on the chopping block and it got saved.
Wow. Why is that? Because
I
of
guess the
declining
excitement,
numbers.
yeah, I guess the decline in numbers, yes, it's not, yeah. So I said,
Wow.
once again, I said the same thing. I said, yeah, I was talking to Jay, he's telling me about that. He's like, if it doesn't make it, if it gets cut after this one, they're really going to have to rethink, some and start over and try to figure something new to get excitement out of things. So it's like, yeah, maybe, like I said, low vision BMX racing could be coming in at just the right time to kind of spice up the sport, and
Hmm.
so it could be something where people go, oh, okay, now this is kind of interesting. Okay, you're going to send a bunch of these guys out with limited vision, and then try to, and they're gonna race. Like, oh, okay, like so that might maybe that'll help. I'm sure and I'm sure there's other riders out there that probably don't think they can do it. There's probably people with RP that like don't think they can race,
Hmm.
and now there's going to be hopefully a standardization in the future where every track will have to have markings on it like I need. And so Joe Schmo or even Steve, you could go to a BMX track and go, hey, I'm gonna try this out. And they just go, oh, well, we're already set. We have everything
Yep.
you need. Yeah, well, we actually have a low vision BMX clinic that's every Monday or something or whatever, and you can come out and it's run by whatever the local guy who's maybe a little more of a veteran with it, and he'll teach you what's up.
Hmm.
And that's kind of like my goal. That's what Chris wants me to do at Trumbull. I'll be running every Monday or whatever. Like it's a low vision BMX clinic, and I'm running it, and I'm getting new people. Maybe even work. Maybe I'll get to work with even sighted riders, and just have them, because I think reducing your vision and having to rely on your other senses could make them a better BMX rider.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like that's my whole thing I want to see from this, is that I want to see these people who are sighted and then all of a sudden get like reduced vision and go, all right, remember, because now I can be the one looking at them and giving them pointers and saying, yes, okay, now you have reduced vision, but you're a way better rider than me. So you have to use your skills. Remember that. Trust your skills. Don't trust your vision. Because normally you'd be trusting your vision and your skills, but now you don't have it. You've just lost half of it or more of it.
Yeah.
So now you have to fully embrace the trust that I know what I'm doing. And just look at, see the markings on the track, focus on the markings, and use your hearing more. Like, so it'd be kind of cool to take what I've learned and now help sighted riders, out in a way, really use senses they don't normally use. Because people always ask me every time when I tell them I'm a visually impaired BMX racer, they're like, how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. That's usually I jokingly say first. Like, they're like, man, I don't know how you do it. Like, I was just texting Olivia, that's Luis's mom, and I was like, oh, I just got back from Trumbull. And I'm like, I mean, Meriden, and I said, it was great. I had to, because I hadn't been there since last year. There was no markings on the track. So literally I'm just going by what I remember of the track and following my friend Joe around and stuff like that, and some of the kids, and just trying not to hit anybody. And she's like, I don't know how you do it. And I'm like, I don't either. Sometimes you just send it. But then I talked to somebody else and they're like, it's funny, and this is like, it's weird and interesting. In my head, I think sometimes I look different on the track, right? You know how like we're walking around and we say sometimes when you don't walk with a cane, you don't realize you do certain things that makes you look
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought that I did that when I'm riding. So I thought it was a little more obvious that people were like, "Oh, this guy has an issue." But I've talked to somebody and they're like, "Oh, I didn't even know. Like, you're actually amazing out there." And I'm like, you didn't know I'm like, you didn't know I'm visually impaired? She's like, no. It's like, that's so wild. So it's interesting on a BMX track apparently that I could be a little more. I guess we would say, I don't necessarily want to say normal, but
Just blend in. Yeah.
blend in, yeah, like I'm one of you guys. Yeah. So whereas usually the reverse, when you don't use a cane and you're walking around, and you're like, I don't need a cane, and you're like, why do you flinch like that? Why do you look down the whole time?
Hmm.
Why do you look apprehensive? Yeah, but you don't realize you're doing that because it's all you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
you're fine. We all have
Hmm.
those moments where people think we're, oh, like, what are you doing? Why do you look disoriented? What do you mean I don't look disoriented? Because you're sitting there scanning and looking around for something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we always have those moments. But yeah, no, it's very hectic right now. So yeah, but figuring this out. But like, no, everything's I'll be happy everything comes together, and I'm just looking forward to sharing my energy. I think, like I said, if I get away this weekend, would be perfect to like have USA BMX see me. They're probably not going to be happy that I have that cane attached to my bike because they don't like anything new. They don't like things like they fight everything. Like my friend Dan, who's the announcer, said that USA BMX wouldn't even let his daughter have their cochlear implants out on the track
Wow.
because they're deaf. So he had to fight for that. So they got that. And then I've mentioned in the past that there's a this boy rider who needed insulin pump. And they wouldn't let him have an insulin pump out on the track. Yep. So it's like they don't like, they're very old school, apparently. They're very old school. So
Yeah.
and I'm like I'm not asking for permission. I'm just gonna beg for forgiveness.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna be out there with my cruiser because if I can only bring one bike this weekend, I'm gonna bring my cruiser that has my 3D printed bracket on it with my telescopic cane. And yes, I could just slide that bracket off. Worst comes to worst, not a big deal. But I'm not going to do that initially. I'm gonna race, and and if someone says, "What's that?" If someone comes up to me and asks, yeah, it'll be a great moment to one, educate them.
I still think you should have disguised it as like a brake line or something.
It's kind of tough the way the bracket is, though.
Like a fake cable running in one end of it.
I'm like, how did this get here? I don't know. Oh my God, who put this on here? No,
Or or maybe like through the handlebars. You have like a little thing that you screw off at the end and just slide out the.
I mean, it's still. I mean, I would never want to drill into that
tube.
frame, but it'd be cool if there was something where you could like, slide.
You wouldn't need to drill into the handlebars, will you? Because they're hollow.
Yeah, but I have grips on, so it covers the holes.
Yeah,
I have like end cap. Like if there was a way, that would be kind of cool if there was a way where I can
like a little secret door.
I could pop a cap off my handle, my handle grip, and then pop and then the cane comes out. That would be kind of funny.
Like unsheathing a sword, basically.
Yes.
Straight out the side. Yeah.
I mean, you know what? I mean, that's not really entirely a bad idea. So I mean, it could be something that potentially in the future I could do also come up with. Like that's a good idea.
What would be amazing, right? I'll give you the design right now, right? So, I mean, I thought this would be like almost impossible. I'm sure the Tubiac magic could make it happen, right?
We're gonna make it happen.
So you say, right, Ambutech, I need you to make me a telescopic cane, but the grip needs to be a BMX grip.
So that when I slide it in, you're right.
Slide it in, and it can like either have a thread on it or some kind of locking mechanism, so nobody knows. And then when
it just and not even a grip. It just has to look. The end would just have to be almost look like the cap. Of my grips, like because there's like a cap you push in, right? So it would just have to kind of look like the cap. Yeah, exactly. That would be actually. I wouldn't even. I would just glue it on at the end. I would just have it 3D printed and just.
But how amazing would it be to have like a cane that is instead of the golf grip on the end has got a BMX grip?
It looks like or even that right.
You know what I mean? Everyone would be like, what the hell is that massive chunky handle on that white cane? It's like, well, actually, that's the BMX.
I guess I want to say I don't know. I think I'm looking at my telescopic cane now and seeing how thick it is and see if it would slide inside the. It looks like it would fit. It's just I don't know how much deep. Oh yeah, it would probably slide in there.
Yeah, I'd have to pad it out with something.
I'll have to show you. I will for shits and giggles. I will show you that if it works or not. But it would be that would be ideal too if USA BMX was like. Yeah, we don't like that there.
Yeah.
And I'm very much somebody like I'm just gonna be there with that and make people ask questions. It was kind of like the first time I brought my cane to a martial arts tournament, like for the first time after years, like of being, competing. It was like I remember my first tournament where I was like, well, I need a cane because like the lighting sucks. So, like I almost trip on people because it's usually in a gym, So I need when I'm walking around to have a cane. And then I remember I folded it up, put it next to me, and when I got to my ring, and I went, did my form, and then sat back down. And I remember the master who was running that on my ring was like, "What's that?" Like he don't like. It's just funny how like people really like, and he was older, like, and people just don't know. Like we assume because people watch movies, that you know what a cane is.
Yeah, yeah, it does blow my mind when people ask.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they ask you just like where it's and this was like I mean granted this was like nearly but now like 9 years ago.
even
So
so.
but you're like even then I felt like how is it like people don't like this is still something that people look at and go, what is that? And I
Yeah,
still get that, and I'm sure you do too.
yeah,
Nobody knows what it is. It's like
fascinates
how
me. Fascinates me.
like
Like, wow.
we've been doing this how long, you and I?
Yeah,
Like educating, doing
exactly.
the and still to get people like, what is that?
Never a dull moment.
Yeah. And you're like you just assume you're walking around. Oh, people obviously know when I'm walking around with my cane that what this is. Yeah, it's like, nope. I think it's more because they're not used to seeing it. Like say you go to the bar, you fold it up or whatever, and I think they're not used to seeing it in a certain setting because they don't think blind people go out
Mm.
and do certain things. Like you're like, what is that? I thought you guys just hang out on the couch, or yeah, like you guys actually get out and do things. Like, yeah, like we do things. Like we go to work and we have everyday life activities.
Yeah.
So there's nobody. We had none of our usual fans to join us today.
Well, it's summer now, isn't it? Kids are off. People are probably on holidays and vacation and stuff like that.
Oh
So
yeah. Plus, I
summertime.
think
But
once we go more consistent, I think it'll.
yeah.
I want to say YouTube will be like, hey, what's up? Yeah, P show is here. But I know you gotta probably get
Oh.
your you get your
Yep.
your
Gotta
meal
go.
on, get your
And I'll let
tea
you
time
get
on.
ready for
Yeah, I'll go
your
prep my
stuff. But
bikes. Yeah, go
I'm
prep my
sure
bikage.
you'll keep me posted in the cloud, and I will
Oh,
keep tracking your
absolutely.
updates, mate. I'm really rooting for you and really
Appreciate
supporting
the
you.
support. Appreciate that
And
from the
I
UK.
really do want this to be like a big success. So good
Thank you.
luck.
Oh man, dude, I would love the moment that I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna be in England and I'll be doing an event in England. Like that'd be
Amazing.
like that's like future goals, that would be perfect.
If you don't quit, you can't fail.
Yeah, like you always say, every time you tell me to send an email, a ridiculous email to somebody, like, what's the worst they could do?
Exactly.
Say no?
Yeah. There's no downside. There's no
Yeah,
downside. If anything, it's like
yeah,
you say, you end up
yeah.
now on a podcast with the FFB and you end up going to New England. Da, da, da. And that's one thing I've learned from you. Just like you might not get what you wanted, but sometimes just the networking alone
That's the
leads
best
from
thing.
one
Like, yeah,
thing to the
right. Just
next,
doing an
doesn't it?
event.
You
If
know what I
you're
mean?
at, if you're at, it's like when you go out and if you go skydiving or doing anything you're doing, there's a chance you're running into somebody that's gonna go, what? Like you're doing this
Yeah,
with
yeah.
this? Like, and
Yep.
and then they might have a friend that like maybe they have a friend that's visually impaired.
Hmm.
Maybe like you don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
how the world works. Like so,
Nope.
just getting out and interacting with sighted people in any way, shape, or form.
Got to be in it to win it.
Yep, leads to something. All
Yeah.
right, man. Enjoy your tea time.
All right.
Is Traps still away, or are you
No,
still home?
she's back. She's
She's back.
back.
All right,
She's
tell Traps I
downstairs.
said hi.